Okay, so we know I'm really shit at making music, right? Right. So how come every time I use a sample and it sounds good, I get shit on for it? Okay, I'm going to prove to you guys exactly why I use samples and loops instead of making my own melodies. So I'm gonna be showing you exactly why I use samples and loops, because I'm trash at making music. Now we know the lifetime problem of, needing to learn music theory, all these different types of things that we just don't know how to control. Right? Wrong, because you can't control these things, it's just depending on how you want to learn. Me, for one, I hate learning. I always hated learning. I'm more of a fuck around and find out type of guy, you know what I mean? So I like to go sit there, I like to sit there, make the music, and if it's bad, we delete it. And if it's good, we keep it. Easy peasy simples. The thing is, these days, a lot of producers like to use loops, even if it's from old songs from like 90s and the 80s and 70s and 60s. This video isn't scripted, so give me a second. So songs from like Kendrick, like Duckworth, he's used, the producer, he's used a lot of samples to use in that song. And even Metro himself has used a lot of samples in a lot of his songs. But when I use a sample, the problem is that I get shitted on for it. I don't know why. I try and use the sample differently as well. I'm no different from your favorite producer, okay? So don't get at me. But I'm gonna prove to you why I use samples. Why I decided to go on Cymatics, Splice, YouTube, Loopmaster, all these things. The reason I go on these fucking websites to get samples, because I am trash. And let me prove that to you. Okay, it might seem like I put on a new hoodie or anything, but it's not, because I definitely forgot to record the last part of the video. We've got our great sponsor of today, caffeine. It's not actually a sponsor, it's just what I'm addicted to. Wow, amazing. Okay, now that we're in front of FL Studio, you might be thinking, where do we even get started? No idea. Let's just play around and see what we can make. There's some one-shots here from Cymatics that we can try and use to create a melody of our own, because they do samples as well, but we're going to be using the one-shots. Anyway, they've got bells, instruments, keys, leads, pads, synths, all the sorts. Let's just get started with a bell and just see where it takes us. Yeah, you know what? The first one sounds fine to me. Wow, that is really nice and loud. I love it when it pierces my ears. Now that we've got our little chord progression going here, it's really simple, because like I said, I suck at music theory. I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. We can try and spice it up by adding a little bit of extra layers like this. But it doesn't sound that good. A little bit of a Galaxy piano, because who doesn't love a bit of a Galaxy, you know what I mean? There we go, a nice little pad, set it to 17 because it's the next in line. Honestly, we're just gonna do that. Let's get an EQ to get rid of some of the low end, because we want a really cool bass to come here. So we need an 808 now, so what we're gonna do, we're not gonna get an 808, we're gonna get a Reese. A Reese, I don't really know what it's called. Now we need a piano, so we're not going to use any of the one-shots, we're actually going to go into flex, because that's what we're going to flex on these hoes. Grab a Boson Def or whatever that's called, whatever piano that's really called. I don't know. Do you know how to say it?
ITS Cold A Boys and Wolfer.
Yeah, sure, like that, yeah, sure. Wow, that sounds amazing. Let's consolidate that down, shall we? Wow, amazing. Something simple like that. Okay, we've got our drum pattern done and it sounds mediocre. It sounds very robotic. I guess there is some stuff I could have done better to kind of give it a little bit more life, but this is kind of my workflow when it comes to creating melodies. There is certain times where I do kind of add some cool melodies in, like with the piano. I kind of like the piano, but everything else doesn't sound correct to my ears. The volume's all over the place, nothing's really standing out to me. But if we got rid of the melody just like that, you know, gone, nada, no more. So now that we've got our sample in, we're just gonna quickly use it. It's in 140 BPM in G minor. We've got the drum pattern underneath, and let's just see how that sounds with the drum pattern. Wow, and now let's hear it with our melody. See what I mean? So the moral of the story is I can't seem to find any way to make great melodies my own, so that's why I have to resort to Splice, Cymatics and all these different companies that provide you with samples. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.